Good morning, YTPC. Northeast Piper UK here with my 320 Oceano with some Balkan Assassini, Big John's favourite. I thought I'd ask the question today: how has pipe smoking changed your life? It's certainly changed mine over the last few months. Did you start smoking because childhood memories, those great times with your father or your grandfather? Are you smoking a pipe to stop smoking cigarettes? Introduced to it from a friend? Or just plain curiosity that's stuck and you've stayed with it ever since? I think for me it's really been such a relaxing trip, and it goes presenting on YouTube, which I must admit, with me being in the situation I'm in at the moment, it's been a bit of a confidence boost. It's like to come on here and talk about things and find that you've got like-minded individuals in another part of the world who are in pretty much the same situation as you. So, you know, it's nice to know you're not alone, even though we are alone sitting here smoking our pipes and doing our videos. Strange for me, 'cause I came from a family that were all heavy smokers, and ironically I never touched cigarettes. I mean, my mum and dad used to eat them. So I spent a lot of my home life, when I wasn't out with my friends, pretty much just in my bedroom out the way, because I didn't want to sit in a room that was full of smoke and, you know, your clothes were stinking. On a Sunday afternoon the family used to come to visit, you know, my brothers and sister and their spouses. So roughly on a Sunday afternoon you could have at least 6 people all smoking a cigarette in a little living room. No, it wasn't for me. But my oldest brother got off cigarettes and he started, well, funny enough, none of them smoke now. But my oldest brother started smoking cigars. And I instantly loved the smell of it. I think I was 21 when I smoked my first cigar, like proper cigar. I remember going up to the local tobacconists in my hometown. It was a King Edward. I remember going in the house, my mum and dad weren't in, and I snuck upstairs and went in my room and lit it up. And spent about an hour on the bed getting my nicotine rushed back down. So I put the skids on it for a little bit. I used to always buy my brother a cigar for Christmas. So sort of fast forward 5 years and I moved down to Berkshire. And that's how I got back into smoking my cigars. Because we'd be out drinking. We'd be drinking in Maidenhead or Reading. And a friend of mine, he liked cigars as well, and we sort of got each other back into the habit of smoking them. And I went over to Ostend to a beer festival. Found a tobacconist there. And I got a box of 50 cigars, Monte Cristos, sort of about that big, all in glass tubes. I got them for €50. Couldn't knock that. Then later, as I was travelling to Europe, I went to Portugal a lot. So I'll pick up the Romeo and Juliet #2 from the Casa de Havanos in Lisbon, or in the airport. And then of course, that's what got us into trying a pipe for the first time. It was the first time when smoking the pipe that I realised that it wasn't for a social event. You know, it wasn't to be amongst a group of people and having a drink and having a laugh, and it was actually a moment to sit and reflect and get your thoughts together. And I liked that about the pipe. I smoked up until about, off and on, it wasn't a lot. You know, it was once in a blue moon, maybe one pipe every couple of months if I was lucky. And then I moved in with Karen. Because Karen didn't smoke, I didn't really bother. I had the odd bowl when I was in my man cave in the attic. But it was only really sort of 5 months ago that I got back into it. And obviously I'm getting back into it even more because I've been doing the presenting, and again I've got somewhere I can come out the way and enjoy both. But for me, I think it was sort of reinventing myself, sort of like going to the next step, if you like. I was watching Bearded Welshman earlier with Grey Bailey, and he'd mentioned how when he was a teacher, he used to wake up on the morning and think, I've got to teach 5 classes today. But he says since he's become a barber and a presenter, he doesn't do that anymore. He's like, yes, I want to make some videos, and which is pretty much how I feel when I get up in the morning. So I really look forward to come up here and do a video. But I've always said, I even say to the young lads at work, if your first thoughts are that when you wake up is, fuck me, I've got to go to that shithole, then you need to look for another job. You need to change your life. If you wake up and you're on a downer before you even put your slippers on to walk to the bathroom and start your day, then your day's never going to get any better. It's just going to be worse. And I've done that. I've got into some really good jobs, worked there for a while, just ended up getting so hacked off with it all. I've just walked in, cleared out my locker and handed my keys in and walked back out the door. I mean, the place where I'm working now, worst job I've ever had. But I stay there because Karen works there as well, and it's nice to see her. But I'm ready to go into my 5th month of being on the sick, and they've never contacted us once. They've never tried anything whatsoever to try and find us an alternative job in there that would suit me with my illness. Because what I've got really is never going to go away. I've got it for life now. So you do think to yourself, why should I put any dedication into somewhere if they're not prepared to put anything into me? But I've said, I says, well, hopefully this might be a wake-up call to everybody else who works in there, who's running around doing everything they can, going above and beyond. Hopefully they might stop and pause and think to themselves, well, because I'm not a loafer, I'm not a lazy bastard. I do as the best I can with a limit. I won't be taking the piss off. I'll only do something if I think it's fair. But hopefully it'll give them a moment's thought to think, well, if they can do that with me, would it happen to them? The days of a good employer are over. If you're on minimum wage, just do the minimum. Don't kill yourself for these people. I've always put 150% where I've worked. I've always gone above and beyond. And unfortunately you do get shit on. But don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Don't think that, oh God, I'll get nothing else, because trust us, you will. I've done engineering, childcare, I've worked for pharmaceutical companies, I've worked for myself, I've worked in cosmetics, I've worked in retail. There's too many people out there are too quick to sit and go, oh, there's nothing else out there, you better stay where you are. And these are people who just sat on their ass and do sweet FA all day. Don't listen to anybody. If you can do it, go for it. You only get the one life. Enjoy it. I've had my ass chewed up and spat back at it so many times in my life. But you just dust yourself off, dig in and go for it. I used to have a candle business, and I used to supply a local shop. Well, I used to supply 4 shops in the area, which was great because what I used to do was Monday to Friday. I used to get stuff prepared for them, and what I got from the orders of them was basically more than a week's wage I got when I worked for a company. And then that used to give me the weekends to go to craft fairs and do my own thing. So there was a local shop I used to supply to. There was a girl I knew from work, and she told us a story where my sister and niece went into the shop, and my sister had said to the girl, oh, these the candles our Mark makes. And my friend, being very enthusiastic and happy for us, she knew it was my sister, she says, yeah, these are the ones he makes for us. And she said, they were one of the best sellers in the shop. And my sister answered, ugh, do you not get sick of him talking about them? That was from your own family. Needless to say, I don't have much to do with my family anymore. I always felt as if it was me who was having to go and see them, and I had a flat for 3 years, none of them came to see me, pay us a visit for a cup of tea or anything. So you know what? That's it. When I met Karen, I really did wipe the slate clean and start again. And I've never been happier. Get rid of all the negative things in your life. Negative friends, bin them. Get rid of them. They're not your friends if they're negative. They can be suggestive, but if they're negative, gone. You don't want to be laid in your bed in your 80s, waiting for your last breath, and all you can think of is just how you wasted your life listening to other people. I never used to listen to me gut before. It got me in some really nasty situations. But now, Because when you do your own thing, there's always somebody waiting there for it to fail so they can come up and give you the "I told you so" spiel. It's like when I had my own business. I was doing the candles and I was a skin camouflage consultant. I used to run a company called Thomas Blake that made veil camouflage cream, and this was developed for people with burns, birthmarks, covering tattoos. So it's specialised creams that matches your skin tone. I travelled all over the country doing that, and I loved the job, absolutely loved it. But the people I was working for were messing us around, so I walked, started up on my own. And sort of in between that and the candles, I did pretty good. I did all right. I wasn't well off. I wasn't, eating caviar every night. But I had a roof over my head. I worked my own hours. I wasn't stressed. And I met a girl. Started off great. It was really fine. And then the rot started. Didn't like us doing candle parties where I was in a room full of women. Didn't like us doing the skin camouflage where obviously I was touching women, and went on and the ironic thing is I took this crappy job to please her, and we ended up breaking up in 6 months. But the good thing to come from that was the fact I did meet Karen, and here I am. So yeah, I'm a strong believer that if one door closes, another one opens for you. Not always for the best, but then you just close that door and open the next one. And I mean, the new door that's opened for me recently has become a YouTube presenter. And it's nice to see a few others have decided to open that door and join as well. Well, thank you for joining us. I hope I haven't bored you. Hope you've been enjoying the ball with us. And I hope wherever you are, you're safe, you're well, and you're happy. As always, keep loading up, lighting up, and enjoying. I'll speak to you all soon. Bye for now.